Well, with me now is Simon Hamilton of the DUP. All of that is gone, says Peter Robinson. Does he really mean now that the police college will not happen?
Well, I think certainly this is one of the concerns that we have collectively about the capital budget. Yes, there are individual projects, but there's the whole capital project which has underpinned and helped to assist our construction sector over the last number of years is now very much in threat. That for me is the real big problem with the budget that the Tory Liberal coalition are forcing upon Northern Ireland.
But it seems like your negotiators, well, everyone's negotiators in terms of the politicians, lost the argument with the Treasury because Peter Robinson says not only have they added in things that they thought shouldn't be there, they've heaped in the capital spend for policing and justice as well. So that seems like a double loss.
Well, it's certainly a real problem, and this is why we have to take this up with the government, because it's understandable why then people are very annoyed and very unsure about what's going on. But that means it very incumbent upon us at Stormont then to try to, where there is uncertainty and people are very unsure about it, to try to inject some certainty into the whole process and get down to dealing with the very bad hand that has been dealt to us, quite honestly. Because what's clearly going to happen is the vulnerable are going to be attacked through welfare cuts. Our ability to reinvigorate our economy is impinged upon this, and our construction sector, which has already shed thousands of jobs, are going to suffer into the future as well because of these promises that haven't been kept. The Secretary of State only last week promised that the capital budget would be protected, but instead it's been cut by 40%.
Well, I know
a devastating impact.
He had a meeting with you on that day, Peter Bunting. Do you think he's gone back on his promises then on this capital budget, which has been so focused on?
Absolutely. I think the Secretary of State has reneged totally and very blatantly of the commitments he gave, not alone to the First and Deputy First Minister, but also indeed to the trade union movement not more than 10 days ago, when he guaranteed us that the 9.1 billion outstanding over the 18 billion would be paid up over the next number of years. That seems to be missing from the settlement letter or the settlement terms. I'm staggered by the audacity and the blatant reneging of the Secretary of State on that particular commitment, because that if we lose whatever degree of our capital investment programme over the next number of years, then the death knell for whatever attempted growth people are talking about of the private sector is being sounded. And that's added to, by the way, by, in relation to what Margaret Ritchie was saying as well, in relation to the fact that the current expenditure as well purchases 3.28 billion goods and services from the private sector, and if that's reduced as well, it's just devastation, economic devastation in Northern Ireland.
Would you support Simon Hamilton trying to get some of the money from current expenditure into capital expenditure?
Well, that's certainly an option that you have, but it's a limited option, because the more you take away from current, the more impact that has on services being delivered on the ground. So as an option, yes, it's one that you have, but it's limited. We've got to, I think, look at other means that we have at our disposal, which maybe in good times maybe would be a bit unpalatable, but could release finance to invest into capital funding. And I think that's something that we've got to collectively and in a mature fashion examine over the coming days and weeks.
Simon Hamilton, many thanks.